Everybody, we're about to make some potato soup for a Thursday night edition of Cast Iron IRL. Hope everybody can hear and see me okay. Back that down over this way just a little bit. There we go. Get connected to the chat. And like I said, if you guys can hear or see me okay, if you could just hit the like button, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Ronald Coward, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. There we go. Now I'm all connected. And hopefully I can't hear and see me. That's all I need. Okay, so here we got Val's Black Cats Rule. How are you? Good to see you in. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this one tonight. I've got a little bit of, we're going to make some potato soup. And I've got a little bit of bread that we'll throw in there. I'm getting ready to put the egg wash on top of it. It's been rising for about another 45 minutes, so it should be ready to go in. And we're using one of the Lodge cast iron regular size loaf pans. Very cool. Old man with the pan, how are you? Walk with faith, hey, what's going on? Oh, we have such a hard time finding this live stream. Don't know why. Yeah, I don't know either. I would imagine, I'm pretty positive I've seen you on the subscribe list. There's something to it where, and a lot of streamers, I've done a lot of like kind of some homework on some of these things, some of the settings this past week. And I think that a lot of times streamers don't realize that they can have the notifications set to be on, but they're not actually on for the public. So I'm working on how to do that correctly. I thought I did, but we'll see if I did. I've been doing, like I said, I've been doing a little bit of a deep dive in there. We just have some regular white bread in there. I wanted bread with this tonight. I've never made potato soup before, but it looks pretty standard. I did what I do with a lot of recipes. I asked a few folks, I looked up some recipes, and then I took some common denominators, and then I decided to add a few things with it. This is just some regular white bread. I've got some sourdough over off to the side, but it is not, it's got about 7 more hours to rise, so I've got my alarm set for tonight. At 3 o'clock, I'll come out and shape this up. I'm sure nobody's going to be around for that. So I just got some regular white bread, and I'm going to put a little egg wash on there. I've already got the stove heated up to 350 degrees, and we're going to put that in for about 45 minutes to 50 minutes, and that should give us time to play around with some other stuff. Let's see. Oh, I was saying, Val, under my monitor, it looks like there's an O under your name. I kept looking over there going, why is there an O? Why is everybody putting up an O? But it's just Val's extra part of her handle. Like I said, got a little egg wash in there. I'm going to add a little bit of sea salt to the top of this because for whatever reason, I really love sea salt on the top of my bread. I mean, I'm not a huge sea salt person, but I like this. For whatever reason. I like salt in the bread. So just get that on there. I scored it about a half hour ago. And that's a little trick that I've just learned, is that you don't score your bread right before you put it into the oven. You score it for about a half an hour before you're going to put it into the oven. So hopefully, because I know there was one loaf that I didn't do on here, but I did myself, and I spent a lot of time doing it, and none of it came out, and I kept wondering why that kept happening, and that's because I wasn't doing it right. So half hour before, and hopefully they come out. So there we go. There's that. And my egg wash is just the egg yolk and a little bit of water. Sometimes you can use milk. You use whatever you want. And all that. Fancy scoring it all. Yeah, I do. I've been playing with it. I tried to do it so it doesn't bust in weird spots. But yeah. And plus, Ming got me a bread lawn last year for Christmas, so I try to use it as much as I possibly can. Run just a little more down the center of that. There we go. And then I'll save the rest of that, and the beagle can have the rest of the egg wash. It makes a fairly decent scrambled egg, and she's a big fan of scrambled eggs, so why not? Get a little bit of salt. We'll salt the top of that, and then we'll throw this in the oven. And hopefully by the time that the soup is done, that everything, the bread's come out and it's cool and it's ready to be cut. So got a feeling it will be. There's a little bit of salt on there. I was really hoping my sourdough would be done. I got up this morning, but it's been cold in the house, so I made a couple starters for a few people today, and all that. So I got up and I redid some starter, and I was hoping my starter would be ready, but it was not. Soft. But anyway, back to the potato soup. Chill guy, what's up, buddy? I always find it cringe people who get away in smoking meat and bread making. Who get away in bread making. Let me see here. Rich, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Kyle Snyder, good to see you. What's going on? But anyway, let's get this in the oven, and there we go. And we'll set the timer for 45 minutes and we'll check it. But in the meantime, we'll get our soup together. Cut up some stuff. But yeah, when it gets to potato soup, like I said, I've never made it before. I've never tried to make it. Big fan. And I've had people give me the recipes, and some of them were super, super simple. And some were kind of complex. So I just, Tuckerverse, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. But yeah, so I kind of took the common denominator of some and all that, and I think I got something that's going to work. But tonight we're going to be using the standard back there, the Lodge 5.2 quart Dutch oven, enameled. And then over here I didn't know how big this was going to get, so I brought out my 7 quart Lodge Dutch oven, and we'll be using that to do the main part of the soup. And we'll be using the blue one the smaller one to boil our potatoes. So with that said, let's get into it. Oops, move that over just a little bit. Let's give him Scotty from H-Town. What's up, buddy? Potato soup, that's what's on the menu. Oh, I forgot to turn that on. Let's get that rear burner going while we get this potatoes in there. But what I'm starting out with is I've got my recipe for what I'm going to actually use tonight. We're going to be using about a pound of ham, a stick of butter, 2 stalks of celery, 1 onion, 2 cups of broth. Now the broth I'm using is my turkey broth that I made from Thanksgiving dinner and threw in the freezer. I defrosted that. So I got 2 cups of the turkey broth that we're going to use, which should be nice. And then 3 cups of milk, straight from the dairy. Today we'll be cracking that open. I got about 4 inches of cream to go through to get to the milk itself. Some broccoli, 2 pounds potatoes, garlic powder, about we're going to start with 1 tablespoon and see how it tastes. So let me throw that up there and we'll get to cutting. There we go. All right. Looks like we got a full house, so let's get down to business. There we go. Now, I've seen a lot of people on YouTube today. They've had a lot of trouble with their channels. I don't know how to say it. Just sort of, kind of not, just kind of blacking out. So anyway, so we're gonna cut our potatoes up, and we're gonna cut these up kind of small, and we're gonna do our broccoli about halfway through that. We're gonna, but we'll get that stuff going in there. I'm just gonna 1/3 these up, sort of. See how I like that? And maybe go down through the middle. There we go. And go down through the middle. And I am taking suggestions on how you guys do your potato soup, because I'm not, like I said, this is all This is all kind of new to me. So I am taking notes from you guys tonight, as I do a lot of times. There we go. Down the center. That's what I forgot to do. One more time down the center. Oh, I did do that to that one. I didn't do it to, yeah, I did it to that one. Okay. And then third it up. Because these will break before it's all said and done. I'm going to leave them a little big. And then I'm going to put the broccoli in, but I'm going to put, and I didn't rinse these. I peeled them, but I didn't rinse them because I want the starch, because I'm going to save a little bit of the water left over, about half an inch of what's left in the pot over there. And I'm going to use that as my thickener for my soup. So that's what we're doing with that. Just cut that one down the middle. Might cut that one into a 4 size. That's kind of big potato. There we go. And then like I said, what I'm going to do with the broccoli is about halfway through when the potatoes are in, I'm just going to blanch up that broccoli and let that in there. I did forget to slice up some cheese for the top. So at some point, remind me to slice up a little cheese and all that. So we'll do some onion. And what I'm going to do with the onion is I'm going to saute that into the big one, to the bigger Dutch oven. And we'll go from there with all that. There we go. And we'll check out some comments here in a second. We'll just let that get hot. There we go. Ultimate Army, what's going on, buddy? Hey, oh, somebody named Adrian's in? Good to see you. Strong's Adventures, what's going on, pal? Good to see you. Yeah, it seemed a little Christmassy. I figured I'd do a little Christmas music tonight. A little swing. A little swing tonight. It's a nice night out. They keep saying all week that we're supposed to have this huge snowstorm, and it still hasn't gotten here. So I've been on the alert. We got all of our shopping done. I got everything out. Hit the mailbox today. Did all that stuff. But still no wall of death that they've been talking about all week. I see a lot of other places have been hit. But we've got quite a few people in. Where's everybody checking in from tonight? I see some new faces, some folks I don't quite recognize. We'll see where everybody's coming in from. We'll take a little roll call on that. Let's see. Gosh, it must be way up north by the lakes. I'm like an hour and a half from there. Not right on it, but they usually get it a lot worse than they get it a lot worse than I do. So I can't complain as much as I got a buddy of mine that lives right on the lake, Lake Erie, and usually about sometime in January, late December, like January, mid-January, he usually sends me pictures of all the ice pack in front of that's washing up into his backyard. Let's see, yeah, so I mean, Indianapolis, what's going on? Oh, cool, very cool. Georgia, very cool. Graham, hello, how are you? Good to see you. Hope you got your order of cast iron cure. And so we got that part done. Let's see what we got going on here with this water. Not quite ready. Throw a little salt into that water. And there we go with that. Oh yeah. It's already smelling good. That bread's already smelling good. Already. Let's see. I'm good. I received it Saturday. Oh, perfect. Man, the mail is running slow. I sent something to my daughter last week for her birthday, and she still has not got it yet. So I'm waiting to hear back from her on that. Hopefully she gets it pretty soon. Oh, I had another potato in there. My bad. Ran myself out of room. Let me just get a bowl down, and we'll put this into a bowl. These onions into a bowl. That back out of the way. These onions into here. There we go. I didn't see the potatoes for all the other stuff that's in that dish or the vegetable strainer. There we go. All right, little onion in there. It's not going to hurt anything. And get this other potato done. There, that water's starting to boil. I can hear it. Can you guys hear it? Very cool. And like I said, we're going to leave just a little bit of that water behind for the starch to do sort of a natural thickening of the whole thing. And we'll dump that stuff into there. There we go. Check out the comment section, see what's going on. Let's see, I just missed it. I was in Louisiana. I didn't see who it was. It rolled past. Pat Z, what's going on? Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. Take that. Still not quite ready, but it sounds ready. It sounds like it's rolling. But it juked me out. Okay, so here, we'll get that going in here in just a second. I'm going to grab out that ham. And like I said, somebody remind me, at some point I got to slice up a little cheese for the top. Trust me, the taters will do right by it. Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I didn't rinse them off. I want all that starch. And I just peeled them about 2 hours ago. Put that ham off to the side. I don't know what it is about my butcher shop. When I went in to do my shopping this a couple days ago, I went in and I stopped at the deli and I said, I need one inch thick piece of ham. And I don't think they understood what an inch means. So that, or I've greatly underestimated what an inch is. Let's see. Everybody saying hi? Please subscribe, like and share. Yeah, thank you so much, Tucker Verse. Appreciate it. Show the love, folks. Yeah. So anyway, as we wait for that to boil, it's starting to get there. Starting to get a little roll back there in the back. You guys can see that. Getting a little rolling. It's about where we need it to be. And we'll move the angle over. Move this up just a smidge, sorry. These stands, I need to get a new stand. Let's see, at some point you need to cut some cheese. Yeah. I was gonna, it was one of those things I kept thinking, I'm gonna shred this, I'm gonna shred it, I'm gonna shred it. I never did get around to it, so that is what it is. So we're gonna throw these into boil. And by the way, I did grease that. I did grease that pan, the loaf pan, with butter, unsalted butter. So hopefully we get a good brown on that. And I'm going to set this. Once that comes back to a boil, then I'm going to set that up because I should need about 15 minutes on that. And then that should be good to go. Get a spoon over top of that so I don't boil that over. So that doesn't boil over. Let that rest on top. So there we go. Still looking for our buddy. I'm gonna keep it reals here. There we go. Party's starting now. Our good friend Fuzz has not made his appearance yet. Let's go ahead and cut up that broccoli. So I have that ready to go. And I'm going to keep those fairly large. Oh, I didn't rinse that off. Let me rinse this off right quick. And somewhere around this kitchen, between the garage and the kitchen, I cannot find my vinegar bottle, my vinegar and water bottle to clean off my vegetables. I don't know what the heck's happened to that. But we're going to leave these kind of big, because I got a feeling those are going to fall apart as well. So we're just going to pop those at the bottoms. Keep them kind of large. There we go. Don't need the rest of that. Break those up just a little bit, because some of these are going to be smaller anyway. So we got that. Oop. Push that back to the side there. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get our celery chopped up. There we go. Put those into the bowl, out of the way. There we go. And I need a timer for 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes on the potatoes. And they should be ready. That off to the side, and that's all I need for this part. Just that little bit of onion and the oh, there's potato, missed it, went over, it migrated on me. A little bit more celery in there. These are some smaller pieces. Some of that stuff up there. Look away. Yeah, have faith. Hey, Faith. See right above you, Val. Have faith. Patricia, how are you? Good to see you. Don't jinx. You're gonna jinx me one of these days, Val. There we go. The only thing that's really ever got me in this kitchen is that damn bread lom that I have. I thought it was closed all the way, and I picked it up, and boy, that got me good. Make sure I don't have any more celery in there, which I do not. And we're going to break out. We're going to break this ham out, which I don't know why they cut it this way, but they did. But they did, so there's not much I can do about it. So we're just going to deal with that the way it is. Except for the beaks, we got to pay beagle tax. And we're just going to kind of loosely cube this up. Because like I said, I was not happy when I came in and I picked that up. And I just kept trying to explain it to the lady. I'm like, I need like cubes, you know, like for soup. And I didn't have time to sit and mess with it. Did not have time for it. So I just took what I could get. But it'll be fine. Beagle pieces off to the side there. She likes those pieces. We'll get her out here in a minute so she can enjoy a little bit of ham. Everybody, she can say hi. She's been an exceptionally good dog today. I don't know what's wrong with her. I almost want to take her to the vet. I'm like, are you sick or something? But she's been really good all day. And like I said, I have no idea what that's all about. Usually she's into stuff and she's doing her thing, but not today. Beagle. Oh, Beagle. Now, normally when I'm doing this, she's right there. crying about something. But not today. Biggs. Come here, I need your help. She's probably curled up. Every day that ever since it got cold outside, I make the bed when I get up. And as soon as I do that, I'll go back there about a half hour later and she's turned it into like this beehive looking thing. And whirled her way into the middle of it. Okay, so we got our pound of ham. Sure I'm not forgetting anything. Okay, I do have that back there on. Got about another few minutes. Let's take this thing off, set it off to the side, and we're gonna bring you guys all the way over to here. There we go, right about to there. Looks like a good spot for everybody. There we go, cool. She was good because she knew you were coming home with ham. She knows when I come home from the butcher shop, that dog is on. She knows it. So we got our potatoes are going back there. They got about another 5 minutes, and then I'll throw in that broccoli. And we've got this heating up fairly well. Hopefully I turned that on right. There we go. And what else has got to go in there? I know there's got to be something that I'm neglecting. But so far, I'm not sure what that would be. And we're going to throw a stick of butter into there. Now, one of my friends, she has a recipe that is absolutely fantastic for potato soup. And I've always loved it. I've always loved her potato soup. And mostly it was 2 sticks of butter and condensed milk. And that was the whole thing, and ham and onions, and that was it. Let's see, double tap the screen, thumbs up. Yeah, please. This, we could definitely use some double tapping of the screen for sure. Let that heat, get that heat going in there. Throw our stick of butter in there. And get that in there. That's unsalted butter, by the way. For any inquiring minds out there that would want to know. Which I'm not sure if anybody really cares, but that's what it is. So, got our butter going. Let's see. Gotta add bacon to the potato soup. I was gonna use fresh side for it like we did with the cowboy beans, and they were out. And I saw that, I've seen that after the fact too. Bacon would have been nice. I do give you that one. Okay, got about 2 or 3 more minutes, and then I'm gonna throw in the broccoli. Back over here, our potatoes are boiling really well. Potatoes are going nice. See that? And the spoon's doing its job. It's working its scientific magic, which is pretty rad. We got about 22 minutes left on the cheese. Yeah, I see 25 likes. I'd like to see 50. I'd like to see 50 tonight. I see people that get 50, they got half as many people watching, and they're sitting there staring at their phone going, hit the like button. Hit the like button. And they end up having all that stuff. Getting all them likes. Plus Fork, what's up, buddy? Find out. I won't thumbs up till I find out if the video's any good. Well, you might as well take leave now, because you know this isn't going to be any good. Beagle. Come here, get a treat. I can't believe she's not out here. Oh, there you go. There's the click clack of the little. Here, come here. There you go. There was one. There you go. Yeah, Fuzz is here. Oh, you found another piece? You want to say hello, everybody? You want to say hello to all your... Here, come here. Get over in your spot. Come over here. Back up just a little bit. There you go. You know the drill. she's got it figured out. Here, let me move the camera out of the way. I can get to the rest of these. There we go. Can you do a little? Can you sit and speak? Can you speak? Okay. Hey, we learned to catch, by the way. The dog, she's learned to catch. Do you want to catch it? Catch it. Oh, almost. She's working on it. We're working on it. Okay, that's going. So let's throw this into there and get all the good stuff into there. Get that starting to go around. We're at 10 minutes on the potatoes. Get that all around in that butter. There we go. And let's get some garlic powder into there, just to say we did it. Garlic powder into there. There we go. That should do for now. That should do for right about now. All that in there. And a little bit of white pepper. A little bit of white pepper. Just a smidge of that. And some black pepper. Oh, there's my cracked black pepper. Very nice. All right. And move that around. Back one. I haven't used this. I don't know the last time that I used old Big Red here. I have no idea. Like I said, I didn't know how long this was, how much this would actually fill up. Let's raise that temperature up just a little bit on that. Get it going. There we go. Get you guys where you can see. Billy Lee, what's going on? Good to see you. That's got to catch up. That cooled right off. We want some of that goodness. We've got about 18 minutes on the bread before it comes out. I'm really excited about the bread as much as I am anything else. Let's see if we can work on this catch one more time. We really have been working on the catching. Come here. Okay, you want to catch it? Catch it. Ah, almost. She's got the idea. It used to be, she would I could throw this dog a tennis ball and she would catch it, but if I gave her something like off the cuff, then she wouldn't catch it. Go back to your spot. Go back. You want to catch it? Catch it. Man, 0 for 3, kid. No, this dog's mouth is humongous. We're going one more. We'll go one more, and then that's it. I don't want to give her much more of this ham. Go back to your spot. Can you catch it? Can you catch it? Catch it. There you go. There you go. 1 for 4. I'll take 1 for 4. That's a good batting average. If she was batting 225, she'd be in there. Okay, let's go back to the back there, and we're gonna, if I can get my camera to stay up tonight. I don't know why that's dragging, but it's wanting to drag. There we go. We throw the broccoli in to do its thing. There we go. We don't need that in there. Just a few more minutes. Take these, there we go. There we are. I'm gonna go back over to here. Aim you guys back that way. Down to there. That's starting to go. Now we're cooking with gas. We want this, I just want those to soften up. That's smelling really good. It said, a lot of the recipes said to add onion powder as well, but they only said to use about 1/2 to 3/4 of an onion. So I just went ahead and put basically a whole onion in there, and I think we'll forego the onion powder. Because it's smelling good and oniony, right about there. Right about where we're at. Look at those potatoes are doing. They're starting to look like they're about ready to go in there. This might be quicker than I thought. That broccoli is only going to take a minute or two to really do. There we go. Got a good sizzle going now. That's what we're talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Keep that going. I'm going to get a fork so I can test these potatoes. The potatoes are looking fairly good. Let's see. Got a rice merit. Oh man, these comments they scroll past as soon as I go to look at them. We got a nice Marietta. Somebody scored a Marietta. Which that's pretty cool. Now was that Marietta, Pennsylvania? That's where they made those, right? Please like, show the dog some love. Yeah. Yeah, who got the Marietta? No, Val, tater soup is not the most southern thing. Yeah, I don't know what potato soup is. Where I used to live before I moved down here, people were all about their potato soup. Like they were all about it. Like everybody, like if there was a potluck, everybody raved about their potato soup that they made. So I'm gonna drain off these potatoes, speaking of potatoes. And watch out, Beagle. This is where the rubber hits the road. There we go. Turn that back off. Oh man, all the water came out. I'm gonna have to put cornstarch in there. I really wanted to save that last bit of water, but the steam, I lost it in the steam. My Irish grandmother was all about potato soup. I'll bet. Did she add cheese to it? I see a lot of people add cheese to the initial potato soup, but I'm gonna add it to the end. Let's get the rest of these potatoes out of there. And I might just have to end up putting a little cornstarch in there. Yeah, I've lost that in the steam from the, wanted to save about 1/2 inch of that water. That going. These are getting pretty close. These are getting kind of serious with that. There we go. Put these back on there. I got these little, if you've never seen these fit on the handles, your Dutch oven handles. And these are pretty nice to have. And they fit this 7 really, really well. Once again, Lodge thinks of everything. They really do. They may make some rough cast iron, but they definitely think of all of it. Let's see. It's on top. My mom and they just during the winter months. Yeah. Yeah, I've had potato soup a million times, and like I said, where I lived up before I moved down here, potato soup was like in the wintertime. You know how like a lot of people have, like a lot of places have chili cook-offs? They had potato soup cook-offs. And I mean, I didn't know you could I never really paid attention to what all was in it, but it was always really good. Everybody, I mean, you just can't seem to go wrong with potato soup. We'll give this another minute to kind of cook down. Let that ham cook a little bit. I was hoping it'd brown up just a little bit more, because I'm going to deglaze this. I was hoping that I was going to need to deglaze a little bit, but I don't see a deglaze coming on. And I don't want to turn this up too much more than that. But I am going to get a little bit of cornstarch ready for that. Since, yeah, I got blinded by that. I got caught off guard by that potato steam when I dumped it in there. Now I do know about chili. Yeah. We have a lot of chili cook-offs around here. Kind of small town stuff, you know what I mean? Small towns, they love chili cook-offs. For good reason. There's nothing wrong with the nice, you know, chili cook-offs. People, there's towns around here that still do ice cream socials, which is also, I really love ice cream socials. Got people playing horseshoes and doing all kinds of whatnot, having a good old-fashioned time. I like that stuff. Well, we're gonna let those sit for just a second. We got about 10 minutes on the bread. Make myself a little bit of room over here off to the side. Just let that enjoy the view of the mirepoix, as they kind of call it, or sort of mirepoix. These are softening up really nice. I want that celery to go just a little bit more. My mind is telling me to put celery seed in it. Today is our 37th anniversary. Well, happy anniversary, Billy Lee Lawton. Congratulations. April Crosby, hello. And Ariel, hello Ariel. I like church revival meals. There's nothing wrong with that either. That's church meals is where you get the best macaroni and cheese. It really is. Let me open this up. Now I know if I'm looking, I'm not cooking, but that bread's looking pretty darn. I thought it was looking pretty good when I looked through the window. But it's only been in there. It's been in there about, what would we say, 45, 35, 37 minutes. So I wouldn't imagine it would be too done. But it is in the cast iron. The cast iron, once it heats up, it heats up. There we go. All right, those are starting to get, that's about where we want it. So we're going to get 2 cups of turkey broth into here. Straight out of my Thanksgiving turkey. But it was in the freezer, so don't get it twisted. All right, just enough to make a little bit of gravy tomorrow. Just enough. 2 cups of turkey broth. There we go. Got that into there. Oh, that's looking good. Boy, that smells good. I think I'm gonna add just a little bit more salt, because that was one thing that the broth itself was lacking, was salt. So I'm gonna go just a little bit of salt into there. Not a whole lot. Just to kind of keep it honest, which is probably the first time almost anybody's probably ever seen me add too much salt to anything. Yeah, 37 years, man, that is really good. That's amazing. Well, I hope you have many, many more. I really do. That's great. The rest of these onions in there. So I can move this bowl out of my way. We got the pan, that part's done. And we're gonna bring that up to a boil. I'm gonna bring that up to a boil now. For a quick boil. Let me check that bread. That bread is looking really, really done. But man, it's starting to smell done. That's for sure. The bread is smelling very, very, very done. Which is that's never a bad thing for your bread to be done early. I'd rather the bread be done early, have a chance to cool, than to be done late. So let's like I said, we'll bring that up to a quick boil. And then once we do that and we turn it back down, then we'll add our cream. And while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to cut off a little bit of some cheese slices. We're going to add our potatoes back into there. Let's add our potatoes in. There we go. And we've got 3 cups of milk to put into this and cook it down. So I know it looks like that's not going to go the way we think it's going to go. But yeah, like I said, let that kind of get up to speed, I'm going to cut some cheese slivers real quick. I don't need a bunch of it, just a little bit. For the top of the bowl. We need a lot, just some. Should have brushed you guys over here while I was doing that, but it's really going to be really, really quick and really, really rustic. So I'm not breaking out I don't feel like breaking out the cheese grater for just for one bowl of soup and bread. There we go. Let's get that up to, hopefully that comes up to a boil here pretty quick. And then we'll add in our cream. And I'm about ready to pop out that bread here really fast. This is a new recipe. All we have is potatoes and milk. You know, it like I said, I don't know if you were at the very beginning, but I've never made potato soup before. And what I do a lot of times when I'm figuring out stuff that I've never done is I try to find the common denominator in other recipes, and then I use those, and then I add what I think. And I go from there. Could have cut that down a little better, but I think it's gonna, if I'm right, these were gonna start falling apart. Like the potatoes are. You can see the potatoes are kind of, as I stir, the potatoes are kind of breaking down. So I didn't really mind using the bigger chunks for that. Once we get that up, I'm gonna pull that bread and give it a look-see. Let me get some oven mitts. And I'm going to pull that bread out and take its temperature, because I'm thinking that's looking pretty darn done. And it's smelling really done. Now I could be wrong, but here we go. There's our bread. There's our bread. So let's take a temperature on that. We want to be up to about 205, between 200 and 205. And it's climbing pretty well, but overall it looks good, but it might not be done in the center, so I'm not going to turn the oven off. And it had another at least 2 minutes to almost 3 minutes to go, but it's the top's looking really good, but it might not be. Yeah, that's not going too much. We'll put that back in. We'll put that back in for we'll go 10 minutes on that. Because it stopped right about 150. But I'm happy with how it looks. Okay, so we've got that going to the boil. We're going to turn the boil down to simmer. And then I'm going to add, you guys see that okay? Yeah. And then we're going to add, we're going to give it a stir. Yep, nothing's sticking. Nothing's sticking. And then we're going to take and we're going to do, you guys back over here. Turn you over this way. There we go. You guys can see that, okay? Then we're going to break out our milk. And I just went to the dairy. I was at the dairy at 3 o'clock today, getting this and dropping off sourdough starter. And I got a shortbread cookie recipe. So overall today for that has been win-win. And hopefully this pours out all right. Sometimes I got to knock a hole in the cream for it to come out. See, check out. I don't know if you guys can see that in there, but the cream is set up all the way down to about right there. I picked one. This one is last week's milk. Like the last, not even last, well, yeah, last Thursday's milk. But I do that so that I get the ones with all the cream on it. Because usually when I buy the milk out there, I gotta wait about 3 or 4 days to get all the cream to come to the top. You can see the cream's like right in there. And then we're gonna shake that up so we can get that into there. That off the top. There we go. Some of that into there. So 3 cups of milk. So just about a quarter gallon. And then bring you guys back over here. There you go. And back on top of that. I need to throw my timer back on for that bread. Oh, 8 minutes. It's probably been about 2 minutes since we did that. And we'll just add this milk in there real slow. There we go. Let that kind of stir that down. Before the beagle was wearing the one, yeah, wearing the apron, yeah, 100%. She is a clothes wearer. She does like her clothes. She has a she's got quite a big Christmas list for what the winter fashion is going to be. She has some t-shirts ready to go. She's got some t-shirts she wants, and we did get out her winter coat today, so that's all ready to go. That in there real slow. That's starting to look. Now it's starting to look like potato soup, I think. But I am going to throw, since I got blinded on the starch from the potatoes, I am going to throw about a teaspoon of cornstarch into there, because that is not where we want it to be as far as the thickness goes. And I'm going to turn it up just a little bit. I'm going to put it on 3. And then hopefully we'll be playing with the bread a little bit. Let's see, she needs a hoodie. Yeah, she ate that. Yeah, her winter coat has a hoodie on it. Has mastered the sourdough bread game. Yeah, I'm trying to get them. I was hoping that the owner would be out there. I'm trying to see if I can't start having like with all my extra sourdough starter and everything like that, if I can't have people start to order it. Because there were 2 people out there that wanted it. And I thought, well, maybe if I could take orders for it out at that same place where they get their milk, then maybe I could be like a sourdough. Because having sourdough starter already made is a heck of a lot better than waiting 2 weeks to make your own or getting a starter through the mail and hoping that it works. So, you know, that's the thing. It's gonna get cold as hell there this weekend. I'm not looking forward to it. But here they've been saying it since Monday that Wednesday was gonna be the big one. And we haven't had anything. Like I went to the store on what, Tuesday evening, and because they said that we were going to get the White Death then, and we did not. Dan, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. I just saw you yesterday. Just tuning in. Soup looks great. Thanks, man. I'm hoping I got to throw a little cornstarch in here too. I got blinded by that when I was going to keep some of the starchy water from the potatoes. That was my overall goal. And my glasses fogged up as I was putting the dumping the potatoes and the broccoli out, and I inadvertently dumped all my water out. So let me get a little cornstarch in here and get it doing its magic. I was really hoping I wouldn't have to. I don't even have it out. And then we'll cut up some onions to put on top of this. So that soup's got about 4 more minutes before I'm going to take its temperature again. And let's get about, I'd say, we're good about in between a teaspoon and tablespoon of cornstarch. Oops. And go that route. See what that does. I'm going to leave this to sit out too, in case I need it again. And I got a little bit more milk. I should have made a little slurry out of it, but that would be thinking ahead. God forbid that happens. I don't know if that cornstarch, if that's going to be enough starch to do anything. But let's put the last of it. We got about a cup more milk to add into this, and I'm trying not to curdle it by kind of putting it in a little bit at a time. And so far so good on curdling it, because with this extra fat, all this, because I would imagine that one of these glasses of milk, if I drank an 8-ounce glass of milk of that farm milk with all that cream in there, I would imagine that's probably a 600 calorie glass of milk, easily. See you, Strongs? Let's see, getting ready to get cold. The polar vortex is coming. Patty, what's going on? How are you? Good to see you. But yeah, I think it's gonna get cold for a lot of people here real quick. I'm gonna throw some more pepper in there, because if I can't see the pepper, then it means that there's not enough. So let's get some pepper going in there. I do want to taste it here once I get all the milk in. Like I said, man, that bread definitely smells done now. But I am going to give it, I'm going to check that. I hate to keep looking at it, but man, it smells done. Some more of that pepper in there. I'll taste that. Let me get a little spoon. Let me get some spoon. Let's get a spoon of this in there. See what's going on. Let's see. I have 3 cats on the bed. Yeah, I can't keep my dog out of my bed. I've never had milk curdling soup. If you do, you can just add cold water to it. But this milk is so high fat that I've had it happen a couple times. Like when I make Alfredo sauce, it does sometimes. Wow, that's pretty good. I don't know. I don't know if it needs more salt or not. That's really good. And that really was the taste I was looking for as far as that goes. And there's a lot of fat in the turkey, that homemade turkey broth. There's a lot of fat in that too. I've never seen an eat thick with cornstarch. Yeah, like I said, Rocket, I was going to use the last of that, the starchy water from the potatoes, and it just, my glasses steamed up, and I thought I had about a half. I was trying to leave about a half of that water in there, and it just went right down the drain, along with my dreams and hopes. No, I think your keyboard's fine, Fuzz. Let's see, I have one on my lap, a little black stray on the back porch. Him wasn't salty. No, it really isn't. It's just it was what do you call it? Off the bone ham from the deli. It wasn't like a ham steak or anything like that. Nothing amazing. Well, we gotta get that back up. We gotta get that thing boiling. This is not wanting to simmer even. That's not helping me out either. Gotta get that simmer going. Let's see, William, the little black cat needs to come in from the cold. I never forget the time my dad and my mom we had barn cats. And we had, I don't know how many, probably a dozen barn cats on our farm growing up. And my mom, we had a storm coming in, and my mom was on my dad to bring the cats in, let them into the basement at least. Instead, we had a barn with hay and all this kind of other stuff in it, and a building like a shop and all that stuff. And as my mom's arguing with my dad about the cats coming in, we also had a gas tank, one of those big oil drum tanker things with the nozzle on it. And there was two of those cats. It's just pouring down snow, and there was two of those cats sitting on top of that gas tank. And my dad's like, I think cats are fine. Just settle down. This cat, he wasn't going to go out there and try and wrangle a dozen barn cats to bring them in the house. They didn't even like to be petted very much, let alone picked up and brought into the house. But yeah, that was funny. That is one memory of my dad that really still cracks me up. There we go. That bread's got to be done. Has to be. You guys over here, that bread's got to be done. If it's not, I don't know what's going on. Plus, I hate this. I really do not like this. And the few times that I've been to town here recently, gently mashed potatoes to thicken the soup. Okay. Roger that. I'm gonna turn that. I don't want to turn it off because I'm not sure if it's going to get up there. But right now we're at 180 and climbing, so we should be in pretty good shape. He would rather stay out. Can't touch him, and we have a heated cat house out there for him. Oh, there you go, Roger. That's cool. We had an outdoor cat a couple of winters ago, and we put a cat house, like one of those little mini cat houses out there. It wasn't the soft ones. It was like this wood, and then I took that two-sided Velcro tape, and I taped one side. I took a bunch of styrofoam and put it to where I could stick the Velcro together and put the styrofoam inside there on all four walls in the bottom and on the top. And that cat with some straw and those what do they call them? The coconut husks like you put in your garden planters. I filled it full of that coconut husk and a blanket, and that cat was cool out there. Yeah, cat condos. Yeah, the bread's where are we at with this bread? 195 and climbing. Let's try another spot of this bread. Because I don't want to crack it. But I want to see where it's at. There we go. Yeah, that part. Yeah, we're at 195. That should be pretty good. And it's gonna we'll give that a couple minutes in there. But overall, I'm saying that's done. Let's go back over to the soup and check out how it's doing. Turn my oven off so I don't need that anymore. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. I'll take that. I will take that. Put that broccoli in there. Man, that's going to be good. It's going to be really good. Move you guys back just a touch and straighten my camera up. There we go. There we go. Yeah, that's smelling pretty good. I'm going to taste that again. There we go. You can kind of see what we got going on in there. That's looking pretty good. Let that cook down. But I do want it to cook down a little bit more. I'm going to turn it up a little bit more even. But I haven't used, and I tell you what, I have not used this this big 7-quart, and I don't know. I bet I've never used it. I know that I've never used it on the live stream. But let's jump over here. We'll let that kind of do its magic for a couple minutes, and then we'll cut up some green onions for the to add on to with the cheese. Let that bread sit in there and do its thing for a minute. Bring you guys around over this way. There we go. And move the bottom out, the stand out of my way. There we go. This will be our topper for everything. Let's see. He will catch a bunch of mice. Pull that over onto that side. That piece wants to come off. Don't need that piece. If it wants to come off, I don't need it. That's going to look good on the top. There we go. Let's go ahead and cut these other ones up too. They'll be good. They'll be used for something before the weekend's over with. And I'm pretty excited about Sunday's cook. I'm starting to feel a little Christmassy. It hasn't really hit me yet, but I'm thinking it's just about time to start getting out the decorate. It's time to get the decorations out this weekend and get those up and all that stuff around and start baking, doing some Christmassy stuff. I don't know what I have for Christmas. Probably turkey. Since I went to the store the other day and they were 50 cents a pound. I got like a 13-pound turkey for $6. Nice big fat butterball. Take it. There we go. You guys in there? All right, there we go. So we'll probably do another turkey. I was really into turkey this year. Turkey was super good. Pull this up here. But yeah, I'm not big on crackers in soup. Are you guys big on crackers in your soup? I don't know. The only thing I ever like crackers with is Skyline Cincinnati chili. For whatever reason, and I put it on top of the spaghetti just because I don't know why, it's really good that way. William, do you do a good thing for Sharpie? Let me see, honey. They sell fancy guards for your fingers. My fingers are fine, Val. My fingers are gonna be just fine. And if I ever lose one, guess who's getting it? Guess who's getting it? You're getting it. You're gonna get it. You will be out in your mailbox one day and go, I wonder what this is. Because if I do, you're the jinx. Oh yeah, the soup's thickening up really nice. I'll take that. It's starting to thicken up really nice now. You guys want to pop you guys back over this way? Because I'm going to break this bread out. I clear myself a little spot onto the counter. More room. Move the Beagle treats because she's, I don't know. Did you save that onion root? Yeah, I did. Do you regrow them that way as well? Put them in a little bit of dirt. Let's put them in some water. Right over here, I don't know if you can see it or not, but over here on the little stand over there, I don't know if you guys can see it. There's my propagation station for all that kind of stuff. What did I have in there? I tried something the other day and it didn't work out. Oh, I tried to save my peppers, my hot pepper plants. Yeah, I put the pepper plants. I tried to propagate the pepper plants, and that did not go too well. So I've got more stuff to put in there, and Got some more stuff to try and put in there. How do I want to do this? I want to put this out onto a wire rack, but I don't want to have it taking up my whole spot. So, and that popped out of there real easy. Can you see that? Came right out of there. No muss, no fuss. You can see back down in there, for those folks that complain about cast iron sticking, I pulled that bad boy right out. Just let it sit for about 5 minutes. And we'll come back over here. We're gonna turn that soup down that I got to boil, because now it'll simmer. And we're gonna come back over and I'll show you guys the soup, because we're getting pretty darn close. We are rounding home and rounding third and heading for home here with this. But the soup is coming along just fine. It's thickening up, getting to that creamy texture that everybody likes with their potato soup. There we go. That's looking really good. I think yeah, for the first time for the first time I've ever made it, I would say so far fairly successful. I would take that as a success. So, but I think what we are going to do is, I'm going to get a butter knife out, because that butter should be good and soft. And a bowl down while we're looking at it, while I'm thinking about it. And what we'll do is we'll cut, and a plate. I'll eat like a civilized human being. I know that's probably stretching it for me a little bit, but I am going to do that. And I think what we're going to do is, let me find a place for this plate for just a second. There we go. Without it crashing to the floor. But yeah, I'll take that as far as the soup being done. Soup's done enough. The soup's done enough for me to do this. Like anything else, I'm sure once this cools down, I let it sit in the refrigerator overnight, that tomorrow when I reheat it, it's going to be absolutely banging as well. But we're going to get over here, we're going to plate this stuff up and go from there. So back over this way, get you there. I'm going to throw this up here just for a second while it's hot. I know you're not supposed to cut bread while it's hot, but certain things you got to do on a live stream that you wouldn't normally do. Plus, I want to stick a bunch of butter on this. So we'll just take this end piece, and can you guys see that? The salt and everything that stayed on there? I'm telling you, I'm not a big fan of sea salt, but when it comes to, there we go. Ooh, look at that. How fun is that? That nice steamy piece of bread. So we'll move that. Oh my gosh, that smells good. That smells so good. Break the bread. There we go. Bread has been broken. I'm going to set the other bread out of the way for now and let it cool over here on the table, hopefully without letting it fall over. I'm going to wipe this spot up. Get a rag, wipe my spot, and then we'll do a little bit of this soup. There we go. Those onions are wanting to stick to the counter. Oh well, I'll worry about it. I'll worry about it when it's time to worry about it. So anyway, let's get our plate. Let's get our plate over here. Get our butter going. Some butter on that bread while it's, oh man, that's just perfect bread. That bread is perfect. There we go. A lot of butter. Don't be afraid of the butter. So we got that right there. Let me put just a little bit. Get a ladle out for the soup. Keep that right there. There we go. Piece of that broccoli in there. And there we go. Look at that. We'll take some of this cheese, lay on top of that. Oh yeah, that's where the rubber hits the road. Some of that onto there. Some of these green onions. I'll even put that other little piece of cheese in there. There we go. With some of the green onions on top. Can you guys see that all right? Yeah. A little bit of that. And some more of, a little bit more cracked pepper on top of there, just to kind of make it look pretty and to taste better. There we go. That's winter right there, kids. That is winter. I will take that all day long. Get a soup spoon. Get a big old soup spoon. You guys see that okay? Yeah. Just give that a second to, and I'm gonna put the, there we go. And I'm gonna put the lid back on this soup. Because I think we're cool on that for right now. But yeah, if you guys, this big Dutch oven definitely came in here. I think I could have pulled it off in that 5 quart, but there's nothing wrong with having a big Dutch oven when you need one. There we go. Boy, that's gonna be hot. I'm gonna let that cheese get in there just a little bit more. Check out the comment section. Thank you very much, Tucker. Yeah, it smells great. That looks better than Panera Bread commercials. They have good. I forgot about that. They do have good potato soup at Panera Bread. Yeah, if you haven't hit the like button yet, man, I don't know what you're waiting on. Because that definitely is worth hitting the like button over. And I'm not really trying not to hoe myself out on the like button too much, but man, that's pretty good. That is not bad at all. I did need to get something to drink, but I'm gonna let that cheese set about another 30 seconds, and then we're gonna give it a try. I'm really ready to try the bread as much as anything. Ooh, that cheese is starting to melt. Let's try some of this. Yeah, check that out. That looks good. That looks really good. Man, that is good. And I can't believe out of all these years I never thought to make potato soup. The potatoes are nice. You can see they're still got a little, they're firm, but they cut really nice. We get a little more of that. Well, look at that. Can you see the cheese coming off there? Oh man, that's good. That's what your bread's for. Knock that cheese down. Knock that cheese down with that bread. That is really good. I'm not even making it up. You could use that recipe. Once again, the recipe, what I put in there is that. I put that stuff in there. That's all that was in there. And that's what we had. That's potato soup. And then 2 cups of broth and 3 cups of milk. If you want to use heavy cream, and like I said, a friend of mine, I asked her, because I always enjoyed her potato soup that she makes, and she was like, I just use Carnation condensed milk, one can, that's all she puts in it. But it's really, really good. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty tasty. And that bread's really good too. And not only did I remember to salt the top, but I also remembered to salt the bread. And man, I don't know how many times I've made a loaf of bread and forgotten to put the 2 teaspoons of salt in there. Probably about half as many times as I've made bread. And salt makes all the difference in bread. Mm. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Mm. I had to get something to drink. All right, Beagle. Biggs, come on. Billy Lee, I got the milk from a dairy farm right outside town, Jersey cows. And that is confirmed that the cows are Jersey cows. Yeah, and it's the best milk I've ever had. There was a guy, I think I mentioned it last time, but there was a guy out there right before me last Thursday or Saturday when I went out and got my last batch of milk. That is a guy who on Facebook goes around and tastes chocolate milk from all over, all these little dairies all over the country. And out there right before me, and he said that was the best chocolate milk he's ever had. I'm actually a bigger fan of the their mocha milk that they have, which is so good. She uses real coffee in her milk to flavor it. It's amazing. Can I get a spin? There you go. Little chicken. Yeah, there you go. There you go, Greg. Wedding soup would be nice and cold. Yeah, I mean, you know, that might be my next soup that I make, Fuzz. That's a great idea. Let's see. Fuzzy sold my chicken milk from milking the chickens. But yeah, Italian wedding soup, man, that's a great idea. That might be my next one that I try, because I've never made that either. That's some rich looking. I'm telling you, dude, it's got to be 600 calories, 600 calories a glass. Can I get another spin? There you go. And we're going to try and catch one more time. We're going to try and catch one more time. I'm going to put the camera on you. Want to catch it? Catch it. There you go. All right. Had a girl. Good job. All right. So I'm going to let my soup finish cooling off. Please hit the like button on your way out. If you're out there in the stratosphere and you have not subscribed, please do. I would really appreciate it. We are climbing every week, and the views are through the roof, which I really appreciate. So yeah, smash the like button if you have not so far. But yeah, come check it out Sunday morning at 11:30. You're going to be doing some Christmassy stuff, I got a feeling, and it's going to be a really good one. So thanks for everybody that came in and hung out. Greg Hart, thanks for moderating this madness. But Fuzzfork Rules, Tuckerverse, thank you so much for stopping by. Check out Tuckerverse too. Val's Black Cats Rules, Ronald Coward, thank you so much for coming in. Granny Graham, good to see you. Thank you so much for stopping by. I need a pic of your dog, put it on a t-shirt. I should just start making these t-shirts. Yeah, no problem, Val. It's no fun without you guys. It'd just be me talking to myself like a crazy person in the middle of my kitchen. Billy Lawton, thank you so much for showing up. And Strong's Adventures. Oh, the Ruby Raven. There you go. Thank you so much for stopping by. Appreciate it. And everybody else out there. William Hurt. How could I forget William Hurt? Savory Show. Thanks, honey. Night all. Stay safe. Yeah, everybody stay safe. It's going to get bad out this weekend. And Scotty from H-Town, thank you so much for showing up. I really appreciate it. So anyway, and shout out to Heather White, who shouted me out this week. Rich from RB Rails, thank you so much for shouting me out this week. Tuckerverse, thank you so much. And Lily's Farms for shouting me out this week. Hazy Days, thanks for the shout out. If I have forgotten, Natalia's Fitness, did I say Natalia's Fitness? Thank you so much to that as well. And we will definitely come in for Sunday, because I've got one idea that I think is going to be really cool, and it's going to be really fun to make. And it might even be an early morning, say afternoon drinking show. So that's always something to look forward to. But anyway, thanks so much for stopping by, and I will see you in the comment section. All right, see you.